What's going on? We're back live for over 7 days. I'm
Mhm.
Moonsel
Aloha, Remy, the
and
one and
Rami's
only.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Shout
Yep.
out to the Instagram page as well. We're on here on the dual vibes. I'm gonna actually calm down just now, but I just wanted to say last week there's a few things that we spoke about. You can check it out if you haven't. It's on YouTube or you can check it out on here. The majority of it was saved. However, today we are kind of vibing and also getting into a new segment.
Yeah.
How do you deal with pain? So feel free to comment and share your thoughts as we continue the conversation.
Mm-hmm. I think that's where we started it, actually. Wait, did we start that in the video last time, or we said it off screen?
I think it was like we spoke about it during the last part of the live, but we
Mm-hmm.
didn't get into the conversation. I think we said we were going
Okay.
to get into it.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, cause I was like that. That seemed like a an easy segment to do, considering that's our entire life. We find many different ways to tackle pain and deal with it in different ways, especially when we have a crisis in different areas. So, yeah, I think one of the biggest ones that might stand out on my end, I feel like the first time I really realized that I was adjusting to pain in different ways was early on. I would always have pain in my legs, maybe my side, my rib cage, but I think it was the legs the most. And with having stairs in the house, yeah, I like to eat, so I'm going to figure out a way to get to that food. Forget the pain.
Any-
I'm getting to that food, bro. And yeah, I think crawling. And then as I got older, crawling was more, I don't want to say dangerous, but you know how when we might overexert ourselves in certain activities, the
yeah.
crisis changed to that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that started happening, and it was like, all right, so now I gotta find different ways. And I think I now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, I'm really about to say that out loud, bro, you sound crazy if you say that, but it's the truth. Rolling, I would roll.
Wow.
I would roll. I know it sounds crazy. It's kind of like a crab walk that you might do, but I don't know. It's weird. It's rolling though. It's just rolling.
Is this
Hmm.
when you didn't have assistance, like for someone to help you get somewhere, or is this like, no, I got this, everyone, I got this, I can do it.
Um, if it's bad, okay, to answer that question, it's 50-50 because it depends on how bad the pain is. I can be in a household with mom, dad, brother, sister. It didn't really matter. Majority of the time, I don't want no help, no way.
Mm,
The only time I actually want help is when I've already reached my threshold. I'm crying in uncontrollable fashion. So at that point, it's like, okay, yeah, you can help me. If that ain't the case, I don't want no help. Love you, ma. Love you, dad. Love you, bro, sis. They can go up and down the stairs. It would be in the basement. I would say in the basement. They can be going up and down the stairs, washing clothes, walking right past me. They already know. Don't offer no help, bro. Just keep going.
mhm,
So yeah. No real help unless it was too much. No, no.
mhm.
But it wasn't negligent at the same time. Like it was
That's
there.
good to know.
Yeah. It
Good
was
to know.
there. It
Yeah,
was there. So
yeah,
being,
because
yeah.
it does stories like that. It gets deep and it can probably get dark too with certain
Mm-hmm.
people that go through that, you know. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
that's definitely a serious topic. Um when it comes to you not wanting help, when it comes to like, a certain pain that we it's hard to explain
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. But because we know it's excruciating, I can understand that like when it's like super intense, like of course, yeah, I might need help walking or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. But I feel you with sometimes not wanting assistance or help. I think for me, it's like if it's not excruciating, I'm still in bed anyways, like chilling, resting, like not
Yeah.
even trying to do the most, but
Right.
at the same time, it's been cases where I had to do this, or I'm at work, or I'm dealing with this, and
Mm.
you kind of just have to deal with it. So it's like there's different moments in our
Yeah.
life and experiences where pain can come about, and we might have to deal with it in this way or that way, or we finally have a chance to scream, or we don't, or like
Mm. How would you
so
deal with it at work? If you felt like you got to finish the shift.
yeah. So that's happened to me a couple times, and the last time I made it to like maybe the third hour and had one more like half an hour or something like that. And I had to call the ambulance because I was just holding off too long,
Mm.
and at that point I'm like, okay, I gotta rush to emerge now because
Mm.
and now, they don't really know what's going on, so I have to explain
Mm.
to them.
Right.
And it's crazy because it sometimes it has it like it wasn't always that way where I just wouldn't tell an employer that I have sickle cell or not. When I was younger, I would say it and then just prove that I'm a good employee regardless.
Yep. Yep.
Now it's like I don't mind sharing it. However, I understand discrimination is discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like this world, it's not even about saying that the whole world is this one way, but
Right.
discrimination is pretty high. So it's like having discernment, to be honest, on when to even share that, like when it comes to jobs and employment and stuff like that, for sure, I would say.
Mm. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was there a job that I didn't? I don't think there was, cause I treat the jobs like I treat a first date. I'm telling you everything up front. So either it's gonna be here or it's not. What we doing? Step
Yeah.
two is what we doing. Cause step one is I'm telling you what it is up front.
Hmm.
So I can see that. When it came to work though, a lot of yeah, a lot of my jobs were fast food during high school and middle school. Rallies, McDonald's, Long John Silver's. I don't think I ever had that issue in regards to feeling discriminated for sickle cell.
Mm.
Mm, I don't, I don't, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You
But I
never
can,
had, you're saying you never had a moment where you were discriminated, like in that way, during your
yeah,
employment? That's good.
yeah. But I can notice the difference though when it came down to hours, like the shifts or whatnot. In the
Hmm.
beginning stages, I would have however many hours. Just it doesn't really matter. But when I have my first crisis on whatever job it is and I get admitted, after the admission, I can tend to tell how the hours drop, and it would continue to do that the more I got sick or whatnot. But I can't pinpoint anything in a way to be like this manager, this job purposely did this to do this, would make me
Hmm.
not have a situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I've been through that. I've been through like I'm in a merge, I'm getting admitted to, or I just get hired for a job, maybe a month and a half in, during still probation, because probation I, for Canada, I don't know if it's the same, it's 3 months a
Mm,
lot of the time. So, um, had to get admitted to the hospital. So I'm missing like a day or two of work and I'm still new and having to explain the circumstances and still getting fired. And it's like,
yeah.
it's that's still a employment standard HR
Mm,
situation that I could have fought, but like that's a different type of emotional pain. That's for after I'm okay and I'm not
right,
dealing with a crisis. And sometimes we don't even realize that kind of pain can pile up when we're
right.
being passive about how we're treated in any system or like with any groups or anything like that, or medical field or whatever. And yeah, it was one of the few times where I was super frustrated that, they're firing me and the reason is because you're still on probation and we can. It's just so happens that I exit the cell when it's like, no, it's actually both and you
Mm,
discriminate against me and it's actually cheaper for you to wait a few days so that I can come back to work than you fire me and then have to hire a whole person. But
oh
that
wow.
job is just, it was a grocery store job. I was supposed to be a deli meat slicer. And
Ooh.
realistically, I get it. Like they let's just say the demographic of that grocery store
Mhm.
is very like just about the money and like doesn't really care about the employees like that. Not to say that entire
Mhm.
demographic is like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
However, that grocery store is like that and they want like employees warn me. They're like, don't even like skip in the aisles. Like they'll
Oh wow.
that like very weird grocery store protocols. And
Okay.
I wonder if they're still open. But either way, it was a good grocery store regardless. But yeah, they fired me and I just felt so stressed out and almost defeated. Like while I'm in the hospital, I'm getting fired from my job. And it was just so, it
Mm.
was sad. It was sad.
You know what? I lied because you just reminded me of one job that I actually did lose my job over that. And well, technically I didn't have the job. I guess it was training still. And what's funny about that now thinking about it, and it was in the medical field because it's like of all places, a hospital. Yeah, I had training or something like that. I don't know what they called it, but it might have been something like you just said, a probation period or something. Because it was like the first 2 weeks, you cannot miss anything, and it was
Mm,
at a hospital, and I don't remember the exact position, but the first 2 weeks you cannot miss anything. They was very adamant about that, and just so happened, almost towards the end. No, no, no. I almost made it through the second week, but got sick and got admitted, and it probably would be a bit more ironic if that was the hospital that I tend to go to, but it wasn't. It was another one in the same city though, and yeah, let me go. And I was like, wow, I thought of all places that place would have been more understanding, but nope. That's the only place that happened. That's the only place that happened. That's something. I don't understand why, but at the same time I do because it's the medical field. You're dealing with lives on a regular basis. So maybe maybe it's tolerable, maybe it's not. I'm not completely sure about it though. But that's the only place that happened to at the same time. I actually wonder if that's still policy over there. Or did they change that up? Did me getting fired make any difference? I mean, I wonder if that. was a thing too. But yeah, either way, it was weird. I don't remember the name of the position either way. Good. It was a good job though. I'll tell you that much. Definitely a good job. Wasn't a nurse. Wasn't a doctor. Uh-uh. Was a receptionist. I wasn't behind a desk either. Who was the person that goes and take the messages or the notes to
Oh,
a
I'm
different
here trying to talk
department?
to you and I forget.
Oh no, you
I'm
good.
so
I
sorry,
mean,
Instagram. I muted my mic and that's why he couldn't hear me. But
I'm
you're
just
kind of like a medical
talking.
assistant.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Is that that? Is that something a medical assistant would do? Do they take the messages or
Yeah.
to different departments in a way? But you're not
Yeah,
behind a
so
desk?
like book appointments or do like the blood pressure, like that.
Hmm, maybe. I didn't do blood pressure stuff. I kept having to go back and forth between different departments on different floors. I did have to do that a lot, but
Mhm.
I can't remember. Either way, that was somebody I thought would have been more understanding, but like I said, maybe it's not because you're dealing with lives on a regular basis. So information for these said individuals is very, very important priority. If you can't last 2 weeks, then sir, you gotta go.
Yeah, that was like that phrase like it sounds like when I was trying out for this dance studio because I was going to a new dance studio and like they're just the most known dance studio in
Okay.
where I'm at, you know, very popular, very amazing, very great.
Mhm.
And so the best of the best get onto the team. So I was trying out and I was there for 4 months trying out for this team for their new season. And there was a couple of times that I had to go to the hospital. And I let them know, like when I was trying out, that I had sickle cell and things. And they're like, okay, well, see how you do and things like that. And I think the second time I came back, like after being admitted for like not too long, but maybe a few days, the owner of the dance studio, who was like, she's just been known for a long time.
Mhm.
She basically said, yeah, like if you know you're gonna be in the hospital, like I'm kicking you out. If this is something that, yeah, and she, unfortunately, she even kicked out someone that had to go to like communion and all these things, and
Oh wow.
it it was a strict studio because they're the best of the best, so you could tell
Okay.
either at the same time. It's like you kind of know what you sign up for when it comes to that
Right.
because their studio is so strict.
Yeah.
But it kind of hurt because it was like, yeah, like no, I don't care about what you're going through. I'm here running a business, and this is the business, and it made me realize, just yeah, like just harsh realities of not everyone's gonna understand what you're going through for real, you know.
True. I mean, to be fair, that hospital position, they said that way before even like signing up or whatnot. So it's like it's not like I didn't know.
Mm.
It was one of those situations where it's like, all right, well, you're in the same city as my hospital. I can do it. I can do it. I can push myself to do it, but clearly the crisis said something different. So, all right, well, I lose, you win,
Like, what even is that when it comes about at the worst times?
bro.
Or,
I don't
I
know.
mean, I, who knows? Because sometimes you gotta look at the silver lining and be like, okay, but what if something worse could have happened if I wasn't going through this right now, you know?
True, true.
And sometimes that's really annoying to even have
Hmm.
to think of them that way because we are going through the worst. It's just,
Right.
yeah, sometimes I used to question, like, why now? Like, why is this happening now? I was doing so good, or, you're on a roll, or
Yep.
everything's flowing.
Yep. That's why now. I mean, it could be the reason that the same thing you're saying right now could be the reason why I'm more so accepting to these two quotes. Everything happened for a reason, and there's two sides to everything, sometimes more. So
Yeah.
it is what it is in my head. Like, all right, well, you're functioning on a layer that you don't tend to have control of anyway. Not speaking on sickle cell, but everything else outside of that, to where it's like, all right, yeah, I have not been sick for this long, and then bam, it happens at the worst moment. The odds of that is extremely low. So technically, everything happened for a reason.
But you kind of answered something by saying that in a sense of you can't control what's outside of you. So
Hmm. Right.
it's like we got to remember reaction times in life because sometimes that could
Mm.
trigger our emotions or trigger our nervous
Yes.
system or trigger our breath or
Not true.
trigger,
Hmm.
and if it's
Yeah.
that's anybody, that's for anybody, but just like looking at it in the way of why does it seem random? It's not right. There's a lead up to
Mm. Gotcha.
when we go through different crises, and I think sometimes
Mm.
that
Yeah.
is through reaction or feeling angry or feeling sad or feeling too or burned out, like you're just working too hard or not
Hmm.
moving enough. Like it's like we all have these different formulations that we gotta figure out for ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. I was talking about I said me and my cousin was talking about that earlier today. Something similar to that. And it was tied to he was telling me how he took or how he perceived um how yesterday went because we celebrated my uncle's birthday with a surprise for his 60th, I believe. And when people was giving speeches, like just people who wanted to talk, just say something or whatever, I wasn't going to because I wasn't in the best position health wise, and I was just gonna sit there and just take the environment in. But I was like, you know what? Why not? But he was saying that once he saw me get up there and talk or whatever, and how relaxed and detached I felt while still just being me, he was like, man, he respect that so much because he could tell that I wasn't the 100% mook that he know. I was like, yeah, man, I'm so far gone from that I'm just doing me. I didn't care what nobody else thought at all. I was just doing my part in sharing a portion of my life with the uncle or whatnot. He was like, yeah, he liked the way that happened because I felt he thought I felt no, he felt I looked unfazed. There we go. And I was like, that's exactly what it was, bro. That's exactly what it was. So I'm good.
Mhm.
So yeah, I feel you on that. Not a lot of people won't be able to understand that anyway, whether they're your relative or not, especially going for a position, a job position, a manager or something like that. They got a business to run though, so
Right.
you got to take it in for yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love that your family was able to see you, and still.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I ain't doing it for everybody. I'll tell you that much.
Ah,
I ain't doing it for everybody.
I know it's like I started a job. This was like recently. I had like a booking for something, and
Mhm.
One day, the teacher saw me, like I'm excited doing this, that, that. And then
Yeah.
the next time, she's like, yeah, you seem like different. Like you're not like the you that I know. And I'm like, first of all, um, you don't really know me respectfully. You know what I mean? but but also
Okay, that's one way to start a
like
conversation.
almost like on the spectrum, like yeah, that was one day, but also, I didn't say that. It was just like my little that my little angel and devil on the shoulder. But
Mhm. Mhm.
I ended up telling her, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I didn't really say it at the beginning, but I have sick as cell, so I'm just kind of not feeling too well. And she's like, oh, okay, I had a student with that, and I understand. And she's like, he just understood way more why I wasn't happy go lucky, excited, like, yay, yay,
Mm.
yay,
Mm.
And I think I'm finally accepting that I'm okay with people seeing me on
Mm.
like whatever I'm on the spectrum. Like I'm not even
Yeah.
talking about like ASD right now, but
Mhm.
literally level wise,
Yeah. Yeah.
frequency or threshold. Like if I'm like chilling, I'm mellow. Because when I'm mellow, it's like, what's wrong with you, or what
Yep.
happened,
Mhm.
or how come, But it's like, no, I'm replenishing, like I'm recharging, like
Yeah. Refueling, regrouping. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Facts. That's 100%. That's 100%. I'm like that as well. I'm like that as well. So you're not alone, for sure. And well, depending on who it is, like if it's any of my what you call it, is interior family a thing? Like
You're one.
mother, brother, father, sister, like your household family. Is there a
Oh,
term for
like
just that?
your main
Yeah,
your main
like
town.
yeah, I guess I'll say main family for now, because every time I forget the term every single time. They know as well that whether I'm in pain or I look like I'm in pain or it looks like I'm refueling, resetting or whatever, or if I'm in a lot of pain, actually, they can still get the best version of me, if that makes any sense.
Mhm. Yeah, like
So,
it's not at like a super high capacity, but it's still
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like those are the only people that I feel know that, and it doesn't come across in a awkward or unsettling way,
Mm.
because majority of the time, if it's not one of them that have already seen me at my worst crying or whatnot, they they would automatically assume, if it's not them, whoever it is would automatically assume he's at his worst already. And it's like, no, no, you haven't
You
seen me
ain't
at my
seen me at
worst.
my worst, right?
Right. So yeah, outside of that, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the only time where it comes across that, okay, yeah, I can still give you the same version that I'm giving right now in any other predicament, so that they know that, yeah. Because I end up, I don't, I don't see it, to be honest with you. I don't see it. I still don't see it to this day. But they always say that I'm more caring about how they feel or how mom feel in a situation when I'm sick versus how I'm doing. And I'm like, I don't ever see that. I thought this was just me, period. But okay, I get it. Another way, I guess I could be subconsciously convincing myself to deal with pain a certain way by shifting my mind to somebody else. but
Mm,
I don't know. I never see it. So that's another way of dealing with pain when you're not actually probably realizing it, or we do it so much that I'm just not aware of it at all.
mm.
But that could just be me too. I don't know. How do you deal with it when it's come down to your family or loved ones?
I don't like when they worry and stuff like that. So I try to like just get things in order. Like now that I'm older, I will like let's say tell my mom or let her know what I'm gonna do if I'm going to merge. But then it's like when she tells my grandma, it's like, okay, don't want
Mm,
anyone to like feel worked up or anything. I'm just but I understand that they want to know what's going on or they just need details and stuff. So I just lately, like nowadays, I usually have been more patient.
mhm.
When I was younger, I was just chaos. Like I was just, what is everything happening? But then the needles and all that,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was chaos. You know, nowadays it's different because I don't know if you get used to pain. I think you just um and like every time you need it again, it's just like okay,
Hmm.
let's find another way to deal with this because I I'll still cry or I've cried, but
Hmm.
now and this is where it's like I don't know if it's better to be holding it in. I think you should be not yelling, but like having sounds
Mhm.
or humming or doing certain things
Mhm.
because sound and resonance helps either way, if it's like a belt or a quiet cry or things like that. But when it comes to pain and holding it in a sense of not speaking or not having any type of sound come out of your
Mm.
body, I think it's important to ah, like if
Got you.
that's how you feel or uh, you know,
Yeah.
have that control factor of like breath and sound. And that's like what I've been focusing on nowadays. Can't say it's like a regimen that I've been doing for a long time, but it's something
Mhm.
that I work on more and more. And
Got you. Okay.
one way how I've been working with it for pain and discomfort.
Yeah.
So that's something like lately that I've been kind of gearing towards and utilizing, which is that sound like any hum or
Right.
like we have these sounds for a reason. So kind of tapping into that. That's a new thing, but it for myself, it's not a new thing in life, but it's a new thing for myself that I'm
Mhm.
tapping more into. So yeah,
Yeah. No, I understand that. I understand that. I definitely had that. I don't know if I want to call it a phase, but I might have to because I haven't done it in a long time. But then again, the only time I feel like the pain is showing different things is when it's showing different things. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Like after so long, after so many crises or whatever, I'm used to it in my arm, my leg, my knee, whatever it might be. So when it shows up in a place that hasn't happened before or hasn't happened there in a long time, those the only ones where it's like, all right, I gotta take the tool that I remember from Crisis 22 that's the last time I did that, so let's do it here and see. Like that's when I start going down the tool belt of all the different things, depending on where it's at, what type of pain it is, etc., etc. So I haven't done that in a long time. Only the ones that show up differently are the ones that might catch me off guard, where I might get angry, mad, cry, or whatever. But yeah, anything that showed up enough times already, which in my mind is probably like you've already shown up in my life 100 times in any area, then I'm already tapped in or calm enough to play with it within my mind. I think that's the only thing that kind of keeps me relaxed throughout this entire life of sickle cell. I like I like playing with the internal of myself to discover new ways to move. I'll hold my breath, see how my heart rate moves, see how slow it needs to move, see how when I let it go, the heart rate increases, but I can feel the sharp pain on this side of the body versus here. So it's like playing with different things internally to tackle. It's kind of like search and destroy with the actual location of pain in your body. So for me, that's a challenge. As long as my mind is going, I can play around with it. As long as there is no outside disturbance, I can do that all day. But
Mm,
yeah, if they show up differently, those the one that catch me off guard, and then those be the ones where a doctor might get cursed out, or a nurse might get cursed out, or
ah,
family no, leave them alone. So yeah, yeah. But I get you though. I get you.
it's an inside job.
No, for sure, for sure. It's definitely an inside job. That's it. It's always an inside job. We just got to understand it for ourselves and tackle it differently, which makes it easy because we're all different individuals. As long as we don't give up, we good. Mission complete. As long as you don't give up, you good.
Even if you like, you got to crawl or roll.
Hey man, I done,
Mm,
fact, I done did it all. I feel like I done did it all. As crazy as it may be, I feel like I done did it all. Probably can't do it as much anymore now, but yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
So this is a segment that we're continuing to do. Um, how do you or we or us or how do we deal with pain? This is just the beginning of us talking about this. I think very soon, maybe we can come with some exercises or some certain
Hmm.
things that we do.
Yeah.
Um, Perhaps next week I can do a breath work session or something.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and if it's something that you want to do, but I was getting into that in general, wanted to get back into that. So maybe that's
Yeah.
something that we can start doing and just keep having these have this segment open so that if anyone
Yeah.
wants to join in too, they can.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm open to that. That's no problem. Hmm. I could
Um,
think of some as well.
okay, great. Do we want to finish off our live with a thought provoker?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I was thinking the entire time I was talking. It's like I know I got some cards in here somewhere. I ain't look, but if she say something, I know I got some somewhere.
A,
All right. Just a quick shuffle. Let's see what we get. Mm-mm-mm. All right. We got orange. Is that orange or red? Orange. Orange right and red left.
Orange, right.
Okay. Do you have any favorite myths or legends? And what can be what can be frustrating, but you love it anyway?
Do I have any myths or legends?
Myths or legends? And what do you love? No, what was it?
Frustrating, but you love anyway. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
working out is frustrating, but I do love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm not mad at that. I have a yeah, I got an answer for that too. Then, and I think this might just come down to discipline, but there are things that I feel like is purposeful, like in life, like your purpose, your actions, whatever. Those things, like you might not feel like doing it, but while you're doing it, it's like everything is at peace. You got a clear mind while you're doing it. I love it. I love doing it. But sometimes I don't want to do it. So I don't, yeah, I like that. That'd be my answer towards. I don't got any myths or legends, so but yeah, I'll say my actions that I feel are lined up with my purpose. I love doing them. Sometimes I don't want to
Thank you for that reminder. Legend has it the pyramids were built via levitation.
though.
Yeah.
I actually believe that though.
And legend has it.
I figured you was gonna
legend,
have more answers to that.
legend has it the Sasquatch lives.
I'm
We
not
just
mad at that.
don't really be liking people like that because we're mean and scary.
It's understandable. Yeah,
Irony of that. We think Sasquatch is scary.
I believe it. I don't feel any way whatsoever that is opposed to that. Nope. I agree. I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
well, that's my
Yes.
little legend and myth there.
Yeah, I don't got none, bro. I don't got none.
What about vampires? Those are your
Oh my God, you would remember that, Jesus.
this is
Uh,
a mythical creature. Instagram, do you
well,
have any legends or myths?
I mean, I don't know if y'all believe it, but I'll just keep it simple on the fact that vampires are real.
No. Vampires are real.
Oh, we didn't have to say if that is true or not, but yeah, 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 right, right, right. That's what they say, you know.
OMG.
Vampires are real.
That's crazy.
Vampires are real. And and if you want to go a little further with that, um, Wesley Snipes playing Blade being a daywalker, vampires during the day is more factual than nighttime.
What? We got daywalkers.
Literally called that. Yep. Yeah. So there you
Very
go.
interesting. Well, I think if vampires are real, then fairies are definitely real.
Mm, facts. Facts. I agree with that one.
Really?
I gotta agree with that one. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I actually believe that one 100%. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 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 For sure. Yeah. No, I believe that one. I'm sorry. I've seen too much in my life that gotta make sense. That gotta be an answer to a few things for sure. For sure. For sure. People talking about or you know, everybody probably seen it. You know the little glowing orbs in haunted houses and stuff like that. Catch them in photos. Glowing orbs, floating souls.
Yeah, I've
You
seen
know.
those before.
Yeah.
I've seen the Tinkerbell. She was fuchsia.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I
could be.
mean, hey, if it sounds crazy, then this is all make believe. Hey, man.
No,
It
I'm with that one.
is-
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I feel like this is a whole nother conversation too.
I might as
Legends
well throw
and
witches in there too. Then I believe witches too.
witches are definitely real. However, they aren't myth or legend. They are wise
Mm,
women.
what are the ones? Does it count if I say flying on brooms or just flying?
Those ones. You see, it's kind of crazy because that's a caricature.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a tough subject for real because let's say like Thelma witch trials, those women were burned by the stake or whatever they call it because they
Mhm.
were intelligent and they were healing people and people were wondering how is this even happening.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so it's almost like, you know, things get turned and perverse and then now people think this is what it is when
Yep.
witches are the real
Yep.
witches are wise women and they were healers and they were nurturers and they connected to earth and it wasn't anything bad. But nowadays everything gets
Mhm.
twisted and reversed and switched and now we're
Yeah. Yeah. I only said that one because I know somebody that they told me their whole story one day of a witch that came from the sky to them,
oh
and
yeah,
their
I mean
story still has not changed to this day.
yeah, I can't say all witches are good or bad or
Oh yeah, nah, I
just
don't know
kind
that
of like fate, like fairies.
either. Yeah. I can't speak for all fairies, but I,
And
uh,
and
mhm.
Blade technically isn't a bad guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in a bad category. I mean, in a bad category, no way, for sure.
He's a G, you know.
Come on now,
He's trying to help
right?
society.
Got all type of blood issues. My man ain't doing nothing bad.
He's trying to get by, okay? Like he is trying to get
Right.
rid of the crazy.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But
Yeah.
anywho, as you know it, it's Moonsel and Remy. We can go on and on with our discussion.
Yeah. I was about to bring up something else. I'm like, nope. I'm good. I'm chill.
We're gonna save it for our what do you call it?
Uh, what was
Our
it?
mythical legendary segment.
Oh. Okay. Sure. Fine.
We have bare segments, a lot of segments. The next,
Fine.
I think, so far, like this segment season is how do we deal with pain? How
Yeah.
do
How do
we
you deal
deal
with
with
pain?
pain?
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
anyone interested in adding on to the discussion, feel free to DM one of us
Oh,
because that'll
that'd
be
be
cool
dope.
too. Um,
Yeah.
I'll see maybe if Love and Fashion Apparel is free, if Divine L, maybe I can ask.
Right.
Could ask Grizzly. I know his time zone is different because he's in the UK,
Chef
but
Santos.
anything. Oh yes. Oh, I forgot to call her. Forgot to call
Yeah.
her back. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So that's happening when it's happening, but next week we'll be back and
Mhm.
keep this segment going.
Sound good to me, man.
Right. Adios. Peace to
Sayonara.
YouTube and peace to Instagram.